Welcome to Movie Lounge. I'm your host, Stephen Wasson, and today we're going to talk about the second part of the brackets for round two. But first, we're going to get into a question by Kevin, who wrote, "What are your thoughts and process of pitching a movie?" So, first off, I want to say I've never really pitched a movie to a studio, but in college, we had to do this. And it comes down to just preparation and confidence. And usually you have about 15 to 30 seconds to really get the people to buy into it, and then you just have to sell it. You're pretty much selling yourself in pitching a movie idea. And it's sometimes really hard. And it comes down to just scripts, treatments, script treatment, and it comes down to also just budget wise and like how much it's going to cost and what you're going to need to make it. And usually studios nowadays tend to, if they have an idea, they'll go to a company and just, or go to a director and be like, hey, we have this movie idea. Usually it's harder for people who are just getting into film to go there. It's much harder because a lot of people are now, there's a lot of directors and a lot of producers, and it's more bigger if like they go to someone who knows how to make it, because it's a less of a gamble. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if you want to pitch an idea, you come up with a good script. It doesn't have to be fully done. It just has to be enough done to where they understand where this is going or where the story is going. And you just pitch it to them. You go to them and be like, hey, I have a movie idea. And you have a very short window to get their opinion. Because they're running a business. Their money is time for them. So if you stop them and you talk for 30 minutes, that's 30 minutes of thousands of dollars pretty much wasted. And they could have used that time to do something else, work on a project that's being filmed. So you really have a short window. You have to just sell them and get to the point. And it can be daunting. It can be nerve-wracking to do. It can be scary. The reason why I've never really pitched a movie to a studio is because I've always worked on either my own projects where it was all funded or just done on me, my own time. So I wasn't really losing out on anything because I was overseeing it, or I was working on a project done by someone else where I didn't have to pitch or do any of that stuff. It was already in progress, greenlit, doing all that stuff. And usually you come in with a packet of all this stuff, all this information, because it looks professional. It looks like you've put time and effort in it, and you look like you know what you're doing, and it shows confidence. The studios are going to be like, okay, this person knows what they're doing. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. It's just being confident, having your stuff ready, and being prepared. I usually would just pitch it to people, your friends, families, and just pitch your ideas and see what they think. And if someone who you know is a producer, just be like, hey, I have this idea. I want to be prepared myself. I just want to pitch this to you. Give me your feedback. And usually friends, families, and people will give you feedback, and that helps you get more prepared for it, so you know and be like, okay, I'm prepared for this. And then when you go up to a studio, be like, hey, I got this movie idea, and you give them. And usually you give a synopsis of like 1 to 2 sentences. Usually it's one sentence, and it's like the most bizarre sentence ever, and it makes no sense. But that's what kind of gets it started. Pitching is you just gotta sell yourself. So I hope that answers your question. I'm more than welcome to come back to this question and answer more into it. I know there's tons of different ways of doing it. It's just how I just told you is pretty much how I've learned to pitch ideas, and eventually I'm going to get down to that and be like, hey, I got a movie idea, guys. Here's my idea. And another cool thing before we end this topic is Kickstarter. That's an awesome site to like pitch your ideas, to get people to help you fund your projects. Because to me, Kickstarter is a very much a experimental film side of things where you get to do your work. And I can leave a link to Kickstarter in the description below so you guys can go there. They're a great place. I've seen a lot of projects from my friends that went there, and they've gone places. So yeah, it's a great place to go. So we're into the round 2, part 2 of the Christmas bracket tournament. And bracket K is Gremlin versus National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. And both of them, I love those 2 movies. It's gonna be hard to see which one goes into the next round. Bracket X is Home Alone versus Nutcracker, both classics. Bracket Y, Mickey's Christmas Carol versus It's a Wonderful Life. And bracket Z, Elf versus Miracle on 34th Street, 1999 version. You'll notice there's some brackets that aren't in here yet. That's because there's some that need to get into the next round. And for that, then you get to see the next other 2 brackets in the next episode. And yeah, so bracket Z to me is kind of like the sleeper. You don't know which one's going to go. To me, those 2 probably won't. Elf and Miracle on 34th Street probably won't go far. But who knows? There's been some weird developments on how these are turning out. I think it's going to turn out pretty sweet in the end, in the top 4, to see who those are going to be. And again, like always, you can submit your answers, or you can submit your vote by picking a name in the comment below, or you can go to our email at the movie lounge at themovielounge15@gmail.com, or you can go to our Twitter account, or Facebook page, and our website, and then you can just submit your movie questions, or you can submit your movie that you want to see go in the next round. Yeah, you guys can vote on all the movies and all the brackets. You can vote every day, doesn't matter. Yeah, every vote counts. You guys have a great day.